Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to cook one of my favorite little lunch recipes. It's going to be with a little imitation crab meat. You can use real crab meat if you want. It's low cholesterol, low fat. This will be my portion size. 3 of these. They're pretty long, about 2-3 inches. I'll be using that. I already got my fresh cut broccoli, fresh, not frozen. Got it all cut up. Good portion size right there. Now, what I'm going to be doing is adding a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Be drizzling this. And that was less than a teaspoon that was left in there, and that bottle's empty. That's kind of all I needed. You're putting that on there. What I'm going to do is go ahead and turn my heat up to medium high using a skillet here. Got a little bit of a lid to cover it so I can steam it the rest of the way. Something I will do. Give me just a second. Alright, so I got me this. Yeah, a shot glass of water. I like to, actually what I love to do is use shot glasses for my sunflower seeds, my almonds. Scoop them up out of there. Gives me the right portion amount I need. I'm not using too much, not using too less. Just a tiny bit of water in there. That's going to help you steam it. Soy sauce. About 2 tablespoons worth. You're going to put that on there. Let me go ahead and get a spoon. Set that aside. Now, what I'm going to be using next is my minced garlic. If I can get it open. Good grief. Alright. It's going to give it that nice Asian flavor with the soy sauce. And that makes it about a whole teaspoonful right there. This jar is about empty. I just wanted to try to use as much as I can without throwing any away that I could be using. A little bit of onion powder. About half a teaspoon of that. I'm pretty accurate with my measurements. I've been cooking long enough. Salt. Do about 1/4 teaspoon. Know if you can see that? It's about 1/4 teaspoon. You cook long enough, you get to where you know your ingredients that way. Alright. What I'm going to do, get this going, get it heated up. I'm going to be simmering that garlic in with it, with that soy sauce. Going to give it a nice Asian flavor. It's going to smell really yummy. Well, I'm not putting in the crab right away because, for one, this is already fully cooked. And if I put it in and steam it with my broccoli, it's going to cause it to swell up and actually fall apart a lot easier. What I'm trying to do is keep the consistency of my crab meat by waiting on it last. I just want to heat it up a little bit. So my main concern here is get my broccoli going. If you don't think this is going to be a meal that would fill you up, something you can do to it, you can cut up a little bit of zucchini. Put a little bit of zucchini in there. This is how I buy mine. I get mine from the Aldi store. Get 3 in a pack. I mean, it's dirt cheap, really. Very inexpensive. Or you can have a little cucumber in there. I just like my broccoli as it is. Just cook it that way. Right now I'm just getting everything heated up. Now that I got a little bit of steam rising, you can see. Put my lid over it. Just let it steam for a little bit. We're going to wait on that. I mean, this is a really, really, really yummy dish. And this is mostly like how a lot of my lunches are, my dinners are. Give me just a second. Yeah, and I'll show you how I get my broccoli. Give me just a second. This is how I buy my broccoli. I bought 5 of these containers. That's quite a lot of broccoli. A lot of places you'll see broccoli just like this. And if you go and look at your frozen bags of it that you can just steam right out, it won't even be 16 ounces in the bag. You'll get less than that. And it's cheaper to buy it that way. And I just cut it, get it prepped. And this is 2.5 containers worth of that just in this big bag. And I freeze it, keep it good for later. I like to buy fresh strawberries. Do that too. Put them in freezer bags. Any of my fruit that starts to get to the point where it's going to go bad, I cut it up, peel it, cut it, and freeze it. Some fruits I won't peel, I'll wash really good. Like apples, I kind of like to keep I don't really care for it personally, but I do know there's a lot of benefits to not cutting the peel off your apple because it helps aid in digestion. And then that may be kind of gross, but it clears out your colon too. Here we got this going nice little bit of steam. It's darkening my broccoli. See, it's getting a little bit darker there. You can see past that steam. My garlic's getting a little bit browned. What I'm going to do at this point, a little more soy sauce. Don't add water. Soy sauce doesn't hurt. It's low calorie, low sodium. At least if you're buying the low sodium, that's really with what you want to go with, because I already added a little salt to this. And you can't say, well, I'm going to compensate by using soy sauce that's not, got less sodium. And just add, well, you're just adding salt to that too. If you add salt, that's even more. But if you're not using less sodium soy sauce, then you don't want to be packing in the salt with this either. You just kind of stir it up, get it moving around. I don't want to be sticking to the pan. I also don't want my garlic to get too brown. So kind of steam it a little bit longer. I mean, I'm cooking this in real time. I don't have any plates presented. And while that's finishing steaming up, I'm going to take my imitation crab legs. Got me a little trash can right here. Alright, what I'm going to do, cut it diagonally. A nice little shape like that. Break that off. Woo, see my lid lift there? Maybe nervous for a moment. Alright, just like that. Nice amount of crab meat there. I'm going to cut that up a little bit more. Alright, this gives me good serving size of meat in there. For some people that's not a lot, but you really don't want to go up in meat. If you really want to get real good and full off your meal, it's not going to hurt to add a little bit more broccoli. Fill yourself up on that. If you're not a big fan of broccoli, you can cut up some sweet peppers. The yellow, red, and orange peppers. Cut up some of those. Use the same seasoning, the same garlic I use. Put that in there. Put your peppers in there. Cut you up a little bit of zucchini. Add that in there. Tastes real good. The only thing I'm not really adding is onion because I have my onion powder. Take this off. Stir that up. What I'm going to do now, because my broccoli's getting there, I'll go ahead. Add a little bit more of my water. Ooh, that's sticking. No wonder the lid's trying to escape off there. It's got a good tight fit. Turn up my heat a little bit. And it's steaming real good. You can see that steam rising here through the little vent. You can just let it sit for just a couple more minutes. I wanted to go ahead and add my crab meat, but my broccoli's still a little bit firm and you want it to be real tender. You don't want to just be crunching through it the whole time, especially if you're steaming it. It's going to be nice and tender. You don't want to have to be, crunching through it. Give it a little bit longer. You can do too. So it's not sticking. Stir it up that way. And you don't have to take the lid off and get out all the steam you gained up there. You can just let it cook for just a little bit longer. Oh, I knocked out something off the refrigerator. Put that back on there. Alright. Just keep letting that cook. It shouldn't be too much longer. I'm going to keep you waiting through this whole time. Something else you can add too, you can put carrots in there, do broccoli and carrots. If you're not a big fan of broccoli, and there's not a lot of people, I'm not saying it's unpopular, but I don't hear people talking about eating broccoli all the time like I do. Unless you're really into the fit and active stuff, broccoli's where it's at. It's really nutrient dense. Green vegetables is where really the best ones to be eating. Not the only ones, but they're the best ones to be eating in my opinion because they're nutrient density. Alright, good. Alright. do. Go ahead and add this little bit of stuff. Now, if you're not careful, that will stick. In just a second, go ahead and open up my other bottle of olive oil. Wow, the lid is not coming off this very easily. Alright, there we go. Get it off. Don't add too much. Be about a whole teaspoon worth. So olive oil just got went right off my fridge. I'm going to lower my heat down to medium. I don't want this burning. What we'll go ahead and do is add a little bit more garlic. Doesn't hurt. I like a strong garlic flavor, so if it's not what you like, you don't even have to add garlic. But it makes it taste more authentic, like Asian food. Use as much of that as I can. You can add mushrooms into this too if you want a little bit more protein than your imitation crab. You can do that. Sometimes I like to use my all-time favorite seafood mix. Love that stuff. Tell you, I'd rather have my seafood mix than go out to any fast food chain. I love it. I love food for its flavor, but I'm a texture eater too. I can eat something terrible and love it just because the texture is good. It's kind of strange, but everybody's different in how they eat, I guess. Alright, I'm going to get a little bit more water. And the purpose of using a shot glass for your water too when you're adding it is if it's something you don't want to be adding tons of water to, then you know you're not going to be like, oh, I spilled too much in there, I only meant to spill a little bit. Well, I didn't have much to start with, so it's going to prevent me from having to drain excess water and make the flavor run off when I'm cooking. Get that going. Give it a couple more minutes, and this should be ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead, get my plate out. Alright, go ahead and start with that. Do away with this. Get all my seasonings put away where I keep them. I keep them on the fridge. Don't have a shelf necessarily by my stove, so that's what I use. Besides this little cooling rack. Alright. Well, that looked great. Let it cool off. And put it up here if I want. Let it cool off a little bit longer. Didn't get my shot glass dirty. Just poured in water. This is what I use to cut my broccoli on. Cutting board, of course. It's kind of common sense, isn't it? Alright. Get my bowl. Because it's Asian, you just have to eat it with chopsticks. That's just a rule I live by. Asian food is supposed to be ate with chopsticks. And that makes it fun. Alright. That done. Alright. And bam. There it is. That's all it takes to cook that. I'm going to go eat this and enjoy it, and hopefully you can make it too and you enjoy it just as much as I do. Bye!